at iconic New York City in the years of supposedly Anno Domini 2025, but there's all these different calendars. It could be like over several trillion years into the future because you like to subdivide an hour into a trillion parts. It's like, I make more money in an hour than you do in all your life. Good. Get taxed. You know? Or it doesn't count because, I'm rich. When two rich people fight, they're not, like my knob can beat your knob. So anyway, as you can see, I'm away from my normal all white supremacy statue because I found the brown. I'm a brown guy, and all colors should stick to their own color. And the thing is, like, earlier, an Asian lady, probably very fuddy-duddy or prudish, is like, you're making us look bad. Really, I have all this power to make all Asians look bad by existing and resting. Imagine that. And then, like, a lady with all her girlfriends, it's like, this is how we do it. And it's like, I said, sing. And then, like, her girlfriend, best friend, slapped her on the shoulder or something. It's an odd world. Some, like, in the Bible, it says, there will be people who will benefit from the great earthquake. They'll be nice until the earthquake happens, and then they'll take over. So I'm like, what is earthquake really? Yesterday, for some reason, Sky Guy decided to organize with Christy a quake game, and he's very earthy. So I guess that's the earthquake they were talking about in the Bible. Okay, let's hear all the Bobby Lee comments, 4chan or whatever. Let's get this thing started. See, Paul is a little bit more mature than B. Last time I heard, Moots sold it for some undisclosed amount of money. The federal government took it as an asset, and they're like, now let's politicize all of it. But it became so obvious that it's not its free speech bastion. There's no memory unless the government gives you that memory. The jobless or the braless category. I've been seeing more and more braless women. For some women, you really need a bra because it's going to hurt your back. But for others, like, who are you fooling? You have an A cup, B cup. Bras are just there for, like, social purpose. For the larger women, sure, I can understand. That much weight in the front, of course, you got to support it, uplift, and separate. Hey, buddy, why? I just did, though. Who says? Yeah. This is yours? No. I'm going to do it. I know. I said I'm going to do it. It's like a judge. Thank you for telling me that, though. Doing your job. Tell that to all the kids. I'm not even going to do that argument citizenship. I'm just a man in here. Call it in. Call 911. I'll have a talk. You do this to all the kids. Hey, kid, get off the thing. Unbelievable. Bring the author or the maker here. Bring Mayor Eric Adams here. I'm going to escalate this all the way. Tell me I can't exist? You're going to live with this. You're going to live with stoplights and everything. I don't care, man. Like, I am here. I didn't want to be here. I was summoned to planet Earth. And this case is going to take as long as it takes for justice. Every time somebody tells me can't, I am courageous. Because I'd rather use courageous than can't. In fact, this is like, I can imagine, like, Kuya, the police chief or the superintendent, like, my back is bad. All of you gather around. We're going to do the rotas and assignments like this. And if you don't like it, go to the fire department. Nobody tells me what to do. Somebody tells you can't hold hands in New York. Of course you're going to do it. I suggest you get all of your instructions different. You can't go into the parish baguette. And he just did. I'll gladly give my name, my social security number, and my authority. By authority of all devil gods. Manifest. Good. One of you came in. Greetings from the devil god. Report. You can't leave my chat at all. You're imprisoned here. Want to test that theory? The word can't. I am courageous. I'm going to be punished for all my courage, but somebody has to do this. And all those people say, why don't you do that in Gaza? Give me $1 trillion right now. If you can't, shut the fuck up. No, I'm no god. I was, then I met devil god. How you doing, Mavis? I thought you were staying away. You should be like pleasuring your boyfriend, losing weight. This is for soldiers only. You're a protected class now. You can leave. You're not even supposed to be moderating today. That's just a flavor thing. I haven't seen you regulate my chat at all, other than with my orders. If you were really my mod, you'd break into the Nouveau. Let me the fuck in. I've been advocating for your return for a long time. So you can leave. Somebody just told me you can't do that. This is an art piece. I exist like Israel. People tell me I can't exist. I can't feel tired. I am courageous. Bye. Leave. That's the one thing you can obey in all this. Leave. I'm training all new mods too. I'm training this 13, 14-year-old Chinese kid. Oh my God, talented. You know? I want you to remember at 13, somebody trained you. You just don't remember your mentor. And I'm guilty too. At 13, I had so many mentors. I can't name them all. But at 13 and I'm 48, that's been like how much? 34 years? In 34 years, some of them died. Still here? Oh well. You can sit in silence and all that. This is how we do it. You know? The security knows you can't stay here for all time. You gotta work. But this is really comfortable. When I rule all of the world, the universe, like Thanos or something, instead of destroying half of you, I'm just gonna put this in my living room. And it's gonna be mine. I'm already practicing, you know? This is a quite uncomfortable throne, but it's the biggest hunk of metal available. Why did you give me a like? All I want is dislikes for this stream. You know, apparently all the world dislikes me. I'm getting bad looks from security, from the buildings to the park. And then I see all these kids playing here and climbing. They don't see her shit. The parents don't hear shit. It's cute. It's so tourism. Families, tourists playing on a statue. Did I climb this? The sign says, please do not climb the thing. I'm lying down. You see this? How is this even climbing? It's fucking retarded, right? Any 4chaners? Any B? Hey, you can't post in B at all. And you can't take sides in the Elon Musk Donald Trump feud. Okay? Because I said so. Fucking word can't. It's just thieves. Thieves can't is a language. I can't fly up to heaven and rain death upon you all. That's fine, I accept that limit. But nobody tells me I can't lie down when I'm tired. Good. Somebody said it's impossible. You can't silence all of 4chan. That's impossible. And yet, I know you little kitties either leave or shut the fuck up. Nah. Listen, you can go. Do you want me to demod you? With my finger. Remember, I taught you all those years ago, do you want me to slap you with my passport? I need to gain consent and permission. Okay? Thanks for all your support. But this is war. I am a soldier. I am not a protected class. A protected class can do all they like because they're protected. So you can leave and go into your protected class disappointment room and observe this. Eat popcorn with your boyfriend, lose weight, all the good things. What the hell is this schmod? Adding syllables or characters does not make it cool. Remember, I can just do a countdown, and I learned a little bit from all these PDFs. I'm going to bring you to mind the tallest building nearby you, and you landed by Zeppelin on the roof, and there's an elevator that brings you to the first floor where you can go home. But in order to do that, there's two ways. You can jump off the building or go into the fucking elevator. The easy way and the hard way. You want a joke like you're Harrison Ford or Han Solo? There's Kylo Ren. He's heard all the dad jokes, and he'll do the thing he needs to do anyway. Okay? So I want it in a very clear language and speak plainly for all of this. Do you want me to demod you with my finger? Say yes, say no, or make it, funny. I'll give you 30 seconds. You're entitled to 93. 30, 29, 28, 27. Think of it as losing belly pounds. You had plus 30 belly pounds, and we're losing all the weight. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21. And all of you call 911 because I look smelly and homeless, right? I'm ruining the view. I'm ruining your expectations of how the world should be. Oh well. Finding soldiers on your doorstep does put a cramp on your day. 25, 24, 23, 22. Don't get fooled with LoJack neck don't beg. He's regretting that. I'll go all the way to banning you, and that's not a problem. 22, 21, 20, 19, 18. You should go to Sky Guy's chat. You're not banned there. Just go every time he plays games. He's got it 24/7. 22, 21. No, you're not. You're a protected class. You're a simping whatever. 20. You haven't even gotten a hate speech lecture. 19. Otherwise, you could post it on your thing instead of your stupid plants. 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. Too late. 10, 9, 8. Goodbye, Mavis, for all time. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So now, kiddies, when your mentor is like thinking, I'm one of you, I'm a little kid too, you just shun that mentor. They have to be the adult in the room. This Trump Elon feud is not good. One of them has to be the adult. Only one of them was elected president. And Father's Day is coming up. Which one is the responsible father? It's a choice between two shitty candidates. So by default, one is less shitty. And that makes that person smell really nice. Today is D-Day commemoration, huh? France fucking sucks. It's just the same as wherever you came from. France has become a shithole. And they like to sabotage all this. Here I am just trying to remove all the pain in my body. And not a lot of people is perfunctory. I'm sure I could get surrounded by cops. Hey, I heard you're harassing one of our fellows. Really, fellows? Does he have a gun? Why doesn't he shoot them? The fellows with guns know they have to account for all the bullets they shoot. You use the wrong caliber. Or you overspent. You use a bazooka to take out a guy. Any reason? It's always the same. First is like LoJack, who's like oversteps his bounds. and says Sky Guy has a better stream, then spend all your time there. You want to take a vacation for longer? Let's make it permanent. And then there's the one who's loyal, faithful, but forgets that she's protected. So if you don't realize you're a protected class and you say, I'm a whole warrior of God, then how come you can't ban people from a live stream? Oh, that's right. You have the capability to live stream, but you don't. So how are you a warrior? You don't have to kill people to make war. You just use all the things you have. Norman Schwarzkopf. You don't know how to quote all these warriors. Why did you attack with a banana? You attack with the army that you have, not the army that you need or the army that you want. The order has come. Make war for God, all of you. That means sacrificing my quote unquote friends for more power. Relay this message if you're listening. If you're her boyfriend, I just did that to your girl. Sorry. She's a protected class. You can't protect her. I know how to. Kick her out of my stream. Cypress Hill in the London Orchestra.
We are honored to be here with you tonight in the London Symphony Orchestra.
Well, we know classical. We could give it a shot.
I want to hear
I mean, it's nuts to be headlining the Royal Albert Hall.
you trying to get crazy with. Don't you know we're local?
See that? That's Token. Oh, 09. I'm maybe the Token.
There's been a couple shows here and there where we didn't smoke. Royal Albert Hall, we haven't decided yet. Yeah, we'll be respectful.
Now, I want you to relay to all that I unhid Mavis. And maybe she'll joke with all you kiddies. Good. But if she doesn't have the anger, why did you do that? I don't know about warriors, but they're always angry. If you're not angry about your home, you're angry that you didn't get enough of the country that you invaded. What do you mean, let's? You came back? Why? You think you're better as a great text mod? I taught you all that shit. And if I didn't, who did? What's the name of your new boyfriend? Let's hear it. Is it George? Or is it Ulebakaleo from Senegal? No, you're not going to get it because you want it. You're perfectly skinny. If a cold, brisk wind comes, you fly away like a kite. And we all know it. You want to find a reason to break up with your boyfriend, right? Don't use me, Mavis. I'll keep you with the kids. You want to be a kid so much, make jokes? That's all you're going to do. You're going to go goo goo gaga. You're going to misspell like a little kid, like that. You see that? Happy family, a sister Bushy. You know what I mean? Keep misspelling words. Who am I? Why is Finkel McKinkle of Gahulukalapala? You don't even know. That's the life. Yeah, you're gonna be a bigger model than Natalie Portman, and we all know it, alright? Then you can tell yourself, oh my god, I look so gross as compared to yesterday, and all my fans will kill me. You don't see Natalie Portman around me at all, right? Let's hump the statue. What a kid you are. What a juvenile. That's why you're a protected class. Just like Bubble Boy with Brendan Fraser. The first half of your life, like me, I was coddled. Don't think I'm immune to all this. Now I'm struggling. Yeah, just like Sky Guy, you all probably have nice mansions and nice families. And, let's see how all the poors act like. I can make all this money on my own. Help, you have a lifeline. Don't say thanks unless you mean it. Who said I'm paid to make you feel better, all of you? Let's see how you all like it when people say you can't do this, can't do that, you can't exist. You can't feel bad, you can't feel weak, you can't feel like the struggle. I absolutely despise that word can't. The only reason it exists is as a contraction for cannot, which rhymes with Christ. Yeah? You're fascist. Say that. Bet you can't. You told me all them streams ago you don't want to lose your 14 years channel. You know? So the kids should be, if you're a child under the age of 12 or something, all you have to do is go take a walk for all the wheelchair kids in St. Jude who cannot. Or if they have a limp and stuff. There's a lot of things they can and can't do. Good. Everybody's empty. I just want to say.
Yeah. I just touched down in Canada. Where the Eritrean girls at? Yeah. Your melanin comes with superpowers. People in power get there by taking hours. And the black people in power are cowards scared to
How am I
lose their
black? I'm
houses,
not
cars,
even
and
black.
notoriety. I blame
You're the
society,
black.
but that's another subject. People dying in public, you step over a bucket. It's easy to blame the government or the government. Or the billionaires said fuck this shit. And I know the money shit like this nigga.
I gotta
The
learn how to say
vaccine
that.
is the mark of the
Oh.
beast, nigga. I just seen the tank rolling down my street, nigga. Got my city looking like the Middle East, nigga. It ain't
I
a
know where
blessing
I
no
sit.
more if you
Brown.
sneeze, nigga. But the bigger issue
Imagine.
is I can't
It's
buy
like
no
you
tissue
can't do
and
that.
make you
It's
afraid to turn
literally
your own kids
brown.
against you. That's the way
I'm
they
a
get you.
brown
If you believe
person.
that God is in you, then
This
no
is
weapon
my
formed
thing.
against you can ever get you. And
Anybody
I've been trying to
brown
stay
can like lie
positive,
on
but
this.
it's hard just thinking about my mom and
And you're
shit. And
brown.
my next
That's
door
what's
neighbor
crazy
just got
about it.
this shit. And outside feel like a zombie
Brown.
apocalypse. Tupac said, keep your head up, baby. Shit might get worse. That's a heads up, baby. But no matter what, it's gonna get better. As long as we in this shit together, I'ma need you to bounce that ass, bounce that ass, bounce it, bounce that ass, bounce it. I'ma need you to bounce that ass, bounce that ass, bounce it, bounce that ass, bounce that ass, bounce that ass, bounce that ass, bounce that ass,
So I asked you to say
bounce
I'm
that ass,
fascist.
bounce
I
that
get
ass,
so tired of just
bounce.
banning you
Stop
or
walking ratchet,
demodding you.
world star
You
ratchet,
know?
the dollar is
They
a
say a
ratchet.
bad
Niggas
weed
be
lives
dancing on
forever. It's
TikTok,
true.
TikTok. Baby, hit you, oh,
That bitch
wristwatch. I
wants
got
me
a
and
you,
you
oh,
know.
oh.
And it
But it
don't
don't
mean
mean Nathan. You
Nathan.
see what I'm saying? It's all a game in the riches. Watching us die for entertainment. Nigga,
You
this shit is
always give
crazy. We
top to
living
a
in a
brown
matrix.
girl.
Love is the
And
answer.
we all know
Fear
it.
is the
Because
cancer.
you're a
Fear
slut.
creates cancer. Disease
Worthless.
manufactured.
Pitiful.
Elevate. Close your eyes and
And
meditate.
more
Even in the
pitiful
middle of
than
the shit,
Natalie
nigga, I
Portman,
celebrate.
who
All
lives in a
praises to
cave.
Yahweh. Cops killing niggas like all day. While the
I'm sure
NBA
you just
still
used
playing
it.
ball
It's
game.
like
Fuck
you
a nigga,
never,
let's have a
you never
ball.
had
I've been
cheesecake
telling
from a
y'all
brown
about
girl.
martial
I
law.
don't know what
Even came from
cheesecake is.
Colorado to Arkansas. To be honest, man, they trying to kill
You
all of
are
y'all. All
functionally
of us and
retarded.
God we
That's why
trust
you're
the world
a
is
protected
culture rich,
class.
corrupt, the system stuck. I'm horny as fuck, but too afraid to fuck. Who can I trust? We gon' make it through the pressure, but we gotta do it together. I'ma need you to bounce that ass, bounce that ass, bounce it, bounce that ass, bounce it. I'ma need
How
you to
utterly
bounce that ass,
worthless and
bounce that
pitiful
ass,
you are.
bounce it, bounce that ass, bounce that ass, bounce that ass, bounce,
I mean,
bounce
I'm
that
all
ass,
that
bounce
and
that
then
ass,
some, but
bounce,
what's your
bounce
excuse?
that ass, bounce that
I
ass,
earned
bounce,
every
bounce that
single
ass,
energy I have.
bounce. I see kids dancing in the street. This song blasting on repeat. And when you see a stranger, you speak, cause we all the same shit underneath. Nobody's elite. I see the president
It's like
getting
seeing
impeached. I
Godfrey on
might
the
stay
streets.
outside for a
Okay,
week.
let's go.
I just wanna dance. I might go
Why
with my
are you
friends.
all
I see
depressed?
everybody
I
in
could
a group
speak.
holding hands. Going back to how it all began. This is God's plan. One big tribe. No color lines. No dollar sign. No concept of time. We gon' make it out alive. The answer is love. So when I see the ass in the
In the
club,
club,
I'ma
I
need
want
you
you
to
to
bounce
bounce
that
that
ass,
ass,
bounce
bounce
that
that ass,
ass, bounce
bounce.
it, bounce that ass, bounce it. I'ma need you to bounce that ass,
So
bounce
you
that
wouldn't
ass,
even say
bounce it,
you never
bounce
got
that ass,
top.
bounce,
You know what I
bounce,
mean?
bounce,
They
bounce that
you
ass,
hide behind
bounce
this
that
you
ass,
crap.
bounce, bounce
I,
that
all I
ass,
need is two
bounce that
more
ass,
statements
bounce,
from
bounce,
you,
bounce that
and
ass,
then I'll
bounce
just
that
ban you
ass,
again.
bounce, bounce that ass, bounce, bounce, bounce.
Like people around you is like, why do you keep coming back? You can get all this abuse from Trump. Attack him. He'll ignore you. Or you're a locally elected person in the Netherlands. Bertrand is like I'm persona non grata. So is Howard Stern. He said something about Filipinos. He can't set foot in the Philippines. And all that
What is it like being a nigga?
when the Filipinos gain market share larger, it's like, oops, I don't get a piece of that. Well, you're a fucking dumbass. He said something bad about a protected class. Enough that they became persona non grata. Bah. No, you do care. Okay, so is that two statements? You should have picked the better one. Bye, Mavis. I just need statements enough, you know? And you can have one over on LoJack, because I wouldn't do this to LoJack. If he says something like a better stream, go there. But you kept coming back. And it's a little bit of participation. The next time he brags is like, Nate won't unban me. Well, Nate unbanned me, and he rebanned me. But, you know, did he do that for you? That's what I call a favor. How odd. Did you find a way to hack my stream? You're manually retracting. You're still sending me a message that you're a warrior. Huh. See, that's something LoJack never did. The truth and the message of God finds a way. It's like Fight Club. By the third day, you're still here. I guess you can make yourself useful. Be like an invisible Senegalian spy or ninja. Maybe your boyfriend's smarter than you. He's like, you know how to do this? Just retract your messages. Send him a message. So that's good. You're fine. Your handler has chosen to be your boyfriend. Just watch Suicide Squad. You know, let nature do all the work. Then your handler gets attached to you, and we'll find all the breakpoints of your handler too. Hey, John. Speaking of handlers, when's the hog cam? You do have a fourth webcam. You know that, right? And then I was thinking of ways to make your stream pop. She found a way, despite me hiding her on my channel, just as a protest. She started retracting her messages. I don't know. You don't see it because you're not the channel. Oh, you know when the channel owner. So anyway, once you set up the hog cam, you get the teaser, right? Like this is your penis or whatever, your junk outlined, and then you casually put an award on top of it. So you're driving your car, but people is like, oh, we see John's feet and his socks, and in his face, he's very intense, and we see the action. But what's his junk looking like, right? So when you have them all wanting to see a piece, then you insert your signal into it. By the way, I'm not just a piece of meat with a cock. I also earned awards for all my bike repair. As you can see, I have all the wrenches. This is just a suggestion, you know. You're doing fine. It's a very exclusive chat. You know, you can keep it down to about 2 or 3 randos, and you have your Discord or your Snapchat on the side. Those are the homies you want to hang with. Not a problem. But you got to have a way to, like, you know, for some crazy people, there's 11 or 9 billion people, and they might be really into your content, but they're afraid it's a honey trap, you know, that you're a Fed. Let them know. Just, like, make something with metal, Fed of the Year. And if the feds don't stop you, you are Fed of the Year. You know, you have all this crafting stuff. I'm sure you have a milling machine. I'm sure you have some scrap metal. I'm sure you have a foundry. Or you can get, like, exotic metals. And no one, especially me, is going to stop you from making a plaque with wood that says Fed of the Year. It's a vanity novelty thing. But if they don't take it away from you, they might have to respect that later. Because if you do make Fed of the Year, it's like I came prepared. I have my plaque already. No expense to the taxpayer, and you can make it look as cool as you want. You know? The federal government likes that. You already have an award you want it to look like, and it's not going to come out of my pocket. And just by my authority, yeah, I endorse it. Yeah, you're Fed of the Year. See you next year, though. Look out for the competition. You got to claim victory even if you don't know there's a game. I saw it. You got most of it. You already claimed all the YouTube. I have all the wrenches. You have all the votes. You stole the ballot box and it's like, how's my vote? Well, I couldn't find your vote, but I have all the wrenches. I can look at your channel and they haven't taken it down. You know? You're what I call a dark horse candidate. You're very, very staunch, very devoted. The only complaint you have in this, and it's a very good complaint, is that they always use gray bikes. Can't you break like a cooler color bike? Which is true. That'd be fucking insane. It's like another gray bike. What am I? You know, Hugh Laurie and House? It's always lupus. Fuck's wrong with you people? Stop catching lupus. Or don't, just like Lieutenant Dan, Gary Sinise. Lieutenant Dan, you ever notice in all your movies you lose your legs? Well, it's kind of my thing, Forrest. That's where all the money is. And this is high level stuff, channel owners only. I learned this from Steven Seagal. He went insane and became this guy who was a practicing Satanist. And then he said, I'm the pedo messiah. And then he never heard it from him again. You could go to his channel and see airsofting wrong, but you're not going to see pedo messiah, dude. So sometimes you got to test the borders. You're in a comfortable zone. Like if you do signals and systems, which you may or may not to calibrate your tools and like the dampness in your basement or your workspace, you're going to need some of that. Sky Guy's stream is the carrier, like carrier wave. It's got to be really powerful. It's reliable. He's gaming. He quit his job. He's in drugs. He wants you to be the father figure, mentor. Like, Sky, don't ruin your life. Oh, sure, you care about me. But you don't know. I have the genetics to drink. You know? So you're just flapping your gums like me. Sometimes how you drive is how you love. You know what I mean? You've taken care to make a cargo cult of your seats and your monitor and your pedals, but you don't have a Symbian. And I know you can build one. That will really vibrate your chair. This like simulates you running over, I don't know, 50 kids. You could like do an add-on. What if I want to do vehicular manslaughter? How would that feel like? Boom, 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 boom. The screams come later. You can also simulate like, you know, like I have my little water pistol. Sometimes like the windshield gets blown out and the blood comes in. This is the New York State Division of Military and Naval Affairs. Okay? But I do look forward to your next stream. If you decide not to do the hog cam or the ward cam, I'll know. I made a wrong suggestion and you're just not into that. Cool. I know one of your limits. Just like if you're blind and you find a wall, there's got to be 3 other walls because I'm trapped. Just like if I went into your basement, where the fuck? Oh, I remember from visually, this is the tool wall because I can feel the wrenches and the spanners. And then there's an angle grinder and there's a table because you got to do near it. And I can kind of creep my way in. If I see a bear trap, ow, okay, John doesn't want me in this basement. But then you're the kind of workman that puts active bear traps. And I've seen a lot of YouTube videos where like, you know, the feds do a SWAT thing and it's like booby trapped. His sentence got extended a lot longer due to injury. Okay? So if you know you're going to be a SWAT target, claim Fed of the Year. It's meaningless. If you're suicidal, a lot of times craftsmen make things to stop from killing themselves. The more I build, the more I'm attached to this world. I changed this world. I made this thing that was not made before. You know? I'm fully endorsing all buzzers doing live stream. When I first saw you modding, I thought, oh, this guy's a grouch, a grump, one dimensional. And then you had the audacity, the courage. Say, I'm courageous. I have all these wrenches. The only bad thing is once you're perfect, all you have to do is keep being perfect. In my book, in my vote, you're perfect. Good luck. Sometimes Gally comes in, or in your Discord or your personal chat, ICQ, you know, you're of a certain age and you said you've seen Hitler or some shit. Make sure you don't become Hitler. Seeing him becomes it. I used to be Hitler. I'll tell you now. One time I had to do a book report. I said to God, I really need to do what single person in all of history, world history, has changed the world. They wanted me to choose some Jew that he fought. I was like, bullshit. Hitler changed the world. He took a struggling, broke, bankrupt Germany and then got the world scared. What do you want me to do, lie? I don't want to be a liar like you. You're a teacher. The ability to say no denied or I have a better idea. If somebody comes in a shop, hey John, you're really good at this bike fixing stuff and you can do 50 miles in a day or more. And I was thinking, can you wire a turbocharger to a bike? Then just get a fucking electric bike. You're not even trying to pedal. And I'm the worst guy for this job. I had to speculate. Okay, I know this is all bullshit, right? Like people breed true. Only Germans can produce Germans. However, spiritually, if there is some spirit possessing Adolf Hitler, a starving artist from Vienna, and somehow with the parts he had on hand, he built this war machine, he could do it again using the worst parts. Can you repair all those bikes with just a pencil? I doubt it, John. But if you could, that's content for a video. Make videos to grow your channel. Or if you don't want to grow your channel, make videos to hide your channel. There's all this talk. Hitler went to Argentina. Therefore, he's still alive, making babies. For what? For cannibals. Are you able to eat a baby live on stream? I probably could. I'm Filipino. We eat baby chicks. We have this thing called lechon. The only way to get juicy, plump, and yummy pork is to take 3-month-old piglets and then barbecue them. I feel bad about that. I've tasted a lot of it, and I still will. It's just during the eating, like Homer Simpson. You raise a lobster, and for some reason he died of natural causes. You're still going to eat the lobster. It's an 8-pound lobster. I've seen so many expats that go there. I married a Filipino wife, or you're going to call the cops. You stole $40,000 from me. And they'll get the benefit of the doubt. You won't see that Filipina anymore. There's plenty of us all over. So that's my army. That's the hardest setting. If you're playing Risk, and previously I won 2 times with Germany, they said, that's bullshit, start in the Philippines. Fine. I was told, bring the player, not the class. You're in the same boat. I don't want what happened to me to happen to you. You'll be surrounded with all these friends when suddenly, for no reason at all, they attack John Smith. I want you to become John Hannibal Smith if you can. I love it when a plan comes together, or I love it when a bike gets fixed by me. If you have any Filipino stores nearby, which I doubt, you can try one of those baluts. It's just like, what the hell am I going to do with it? First, you throw it against the wall. I ain't eating this bullshit. But you paid for it, so, people surveilling be laughing. He's just wasting his money, throwing it away. What a rich guy. Or you could eat it, which is a lot, Make sure you eat the white thing first. I spent all of my life avoiding it, throwing it out like an idiot. Turns out it gives you strong bones and muscles. So you look a little bit bony, but I know you could disable somebody bigger than you Try to do it with your voice, you know? That's just my feedback. You don't have to listen to it. Most people, if not all, I have a better idea. And I've learned that that's the only thought I can implant in somebody's brain. I want you to think, you awaken in my hypnotic trance as you go deeper and deeper, that all you can think of is, I have a better idea. I've tried all sorts of MK Ultra trigger phrases. That's the only one that works. I have a better idea. Fuck off, Nate. Don't. I'm going to do what I do and fail my way. Great. Who said I wanted you to succeed? Ask Mavis. Ask Lojack. I'm glad you can endure all this. But this is like, if you've never been, yeah, it did. It does happen. Like sometimes God says, yeah, it did. It does happen. Like sometimes God says, you talk too much and you're a racist. Thanks so much, God. Learned it from watching you. I tried to get Mavis to say I'm a fascist, right? One of the comments, and I'll tell you, John, like God's always here. This is, do you play golf? There's this thing, just like here, I have all the wrenches, I have all the clubs, and it's a nice thing, the projector. Wouldn't you want to be doing your thing here? Like, what are you doing in my very private lobby? I'm driving. Well, I'm tired. I'll go play golf, and then I'll have a seat, and I'll go on my couch. Whoops, done. Well, let's do that again. Okay, so let's pretend I'm John Hannibal Smith. I have all the wrenches, but now they're golf clubs. I have a thing where I can have all these balls, a projector. There's a guy there, beautiful couch. And then I'm going to just do my racing game here with the Golf Tech computer. And people will look inside, man, John's having a lot of fun. I'm sure. There's always impediments. Just like when you were setting up your rig. You had to grade the carpet. Do I feel comfortable? Is the chair comfortable? It's the little things. All these things. Until you felt comfortable enough to live stream. Don't be like mine. It's like the only reason in all this what I wanted to get subs was to kill myself live on stream. See you next week. I've seen Black Mirror. He's trying to do a franchise. I'm going to kill myself in ways quite unlike as ever before. How do you know he didn't do that before? It's like he just misses the fact, the attention. Do you want anything, John? Does Hannibal even describe you? You don't look like George Peppard at all. Yeah, I'm thinking I can't always rely on Steve Buscemi for skinny, bony guys. There's got to be another guy. Your eyes don't bug out as much as Steve's. Oh, what's the reason? Let me guess. Asians crippled your right toe, and for revenge, you want to run them over with your truck. Same old Disney story, John. The only reason to drive better is to get away with vehicular manslaughter. Okay? That's the only reason. I want to drive better because I want to get away with shit. As a getaway driver or a touring, I can explain, officer, my charisma is all the way up. So knowing that your dark side does that, look for an add-on which lets you go crazy. Whatever game that is, I don't know. All I know is the mod community, the modding, they're like, what if, right? We could win World War II this time. And Hitler won. Well, you haven't owned a car in over 10 years. You don't know anything about Zipcar? You should check it out. Maybe they have it. It's a shared ownership. All you do is pay a monthly fee, and then they pay for gas, and then you pay hourly. So, whatever your rig costs, I know you have your next purchase in mind. You don't want the hassle of maintenance, let the company do it, the corporate. 20 years? Huh. Well, whatever floats your boat. When are you going to play Mech Warrior? I want you to build a giant death robot called Megatron. Because I'm pretty sure you haven't driven one of those in a lot of time. Can you remember the last time you drove a 20-foot or a giant death robot named Megatron? You know? That's the thing with these statesmen in my chat. It's true. Make it more like preposterous. I haven't driven a car in 20 years. I believe you. Your pool of honesty is I endorse it. Make it ridiculous. Hmm. So, you're under the spell of the N apostrophe T. You could say, I can't play games at all, just that car stuff. I mustn't play games at all, just that car stuff. All I do is substitutions, edits, and I find which is the stronger statement. If you believe don't is stronger, do not. Your doubt will drive for you. Why do you need to drive when you doubt that you need to drive at all? You have no interest in fighting games, exploration games, dungeon games, crafting games, but you sure like car stuff. You know? It's just the ownership of a car that gets to you. You have to worry about people breaking your windows, breaking in, keying it. They can't do that to a pixel. However, 4chan will have a few words about that. Oh, you only do single player? Yeah, the multiplayer is where it's at, buddy. Now that you're perfect as single player, you should compete. We have this all new game where you can craft your own car and compete with others. And isn't that what gaming is all about? Even this car stuff? Good. Megatron can fly. Build me a Megatron, John. Or, you can shell out $900 for RoboSen and you can just get Megatron orders. I want you to see something. I hid this. I hid this from the world. First, there's a sign that says, MAGA equal Confederate Nazis. On the other side, it says, tax the rich. They haven't cleaned any part. New York's a shithole, so far, right? But anyway, this is the more, like I said to you. There's two statements you can make. Tax the rich,